This episode of Intoxicated is brought to you by Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a really fun puzzle game that I cannot put down, you guys. I play it on the toilet, while watching TV, while waiting for my meal to microwave. Like, I literally cannot put this game down. Sometimes I even lose track of time while I'm playing this game because I'm so obsessed. I'm pretty sure I'm on level 20. I'm getting pretty good at it. And the game has tons of cute characters that will help you solve thousands of fun puzzles. And this isn't a type of game where you hit a certain level and then you just stop playing and that's it. This game has so many freaking puzzles that are added and updated all the time, so you can keep on playing. And if you're out somewhere camping or somewhere with no service, it's absolutely no problem because you can play Best Fiends without internet. My favorite character is Temper. I love his little teeth that stick out. He's just so cute. I like the slugs in it too. They're kind of cute even though they're like your villains and you're supposed to attack them. You'll know when you guys play it. Download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. Hey Kel Kats, welcome back to my channel. Oh wait, that was my other YouTube. That was my intro for YouTube. My bad.
Psych.
Hey Kel Kats, welcome back to another episode of Intoxicated. I'm your host, Kelsi Davies, and I am here with a special guest. We have actually had him on this podcast before. Kent is back.
I'm back!
Kent Boyd, everyone.
Hi, guys.
If you guys don't know who Kent is, you're missing out because Kent was on So You Think You Can Dance, Teen Beach Movie, all these crazy, amazing movies.
They know me. Come on. You know me. You know who I am. You Kel Kats.
Yeah. Don't be so silly, Kel Kats.
We're friends.
All right, first things first, Kent, what is your intoxicated choice of the night?
Well, you know what it is.
I know what it
is. It's the devil's lettuce.
It is the devil's lettuce. We had, it's called green crack.
Oh my God. And listen, I love, for all you viewers out there, I have this new book that I use when I'm getting high, and it's to help kind of unlock creativeness or different tasks. Like, it's really interesting, and it kind of tells you what weed does for the mind and for the body, and how a lot of creatives or how a lot of like people who are thinking critically all the time will use weed to kind of open themselves up. Yes. And that's what I find that weed does. I love it.
It does. We are big weed advocates here.
Yeah, you have to. You're on the computer all day.
All day. I'm editing. Like, I need that creativeness, you know, and it also helps me with my psychic and medium. Like, it just helps you tap into
anxiety as well.
Anxiety.
Depression.
Yes.
Sometimes it actually, it will, if I'm feeling really depressed, I'll hang off of it for a little bit, but everybody's body reacts different to it.
Right. For sure. Everything in moderation. You know, just like be cautious, be careful, but
and when something's not clicking in life, switch it around. But it's way easier high.
Yeah, it's definitely easier high. If you guys want to see our high faces, you can see us on my YouTube channel. This is I said live streaming last time. It's not live. It's streaming. We're streaming this on YouTube. But it is KELSI space DAVIES. Kent also has a YouTube channel.
I do.
Plug some of your stuff.
My YouTube channel is Kent Boyd TV. Check it out. I'm also a member of Pride House LA.
Yes.
And I'm
an unofficial member.
Kelsey's our house psychic.
I'm like their what's it called? Your mascot.
Yes.
Me and Lola.
They are the mascots, and they come, and it's a cool vibe. And now, from kind of being in the professional world, I was doing a lot of choreography. Through the pandemic, I found social media, and now I'm here, and I feel like that's how me and Kelsey's lives crossed at this time. And I really am enjoying just the power and the control that we get from creating our own content and the people you meet.
And we have so much fun doing it. Like, we always
have
so
such
creative,
a good time. And it's so, like, it fulfills that part that I love so much about life, and it's so fun.
No, I love it so much. So, last time on, oh my God.
She's high.
I'm really high.
Wait, I want to know, what's your favorite way to get high? Is it through edibles? Is it through actual flower? Is it through tinctures?
I honestly, personally, like, highs with edibles are really good. You know, like, they're really fun. I highly recommend going to Universal or a theme park.
Something with lights.
Something with lights and action, you know. Don't have too much, right? Otherwise you'll panic and stuff. Have a good amount. But I just went to Universal Studios with Jessie Page. She's going to come back on here. But we went to Universal and took edibles.
You did a gummy.
I did a gummy.
Yeah.
But I honestly like the taste of, like, flower. Is that weird?
Yeah, because I don't really.
Really?
Yeah, I don't enjoy it.
I
and
like
or the smell.
the taste and the smell.
Yeah, like, you like
I'm
the smell.
Weird. Yeah.
I feel like
Why do I
Sam
like
enjoys
that?
the smell. Some people do. It's like, I guess they just find, I don't know if it's like a stinky cheese or like an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Like your palate's actually evolved. Like I have no idea, but the smell is strong.
Yeah, I like it. If you guys like it, comment
We
below.
need to know.
Let us know if you like the taste or smell of that Mary J.
Hey.
Ooh. On last episode with Susie, we kind of ended on talking about like falsely accused criminals. Like there are a lot of falsely accused, well, they're not criminals, falsely accused people in jail because of murder and whatnot, and they have like some cases they are in jail for like 30 plus years, and then they get out after being having a retrial and stuff, and then them coming out
their sentence
as innocent. Then it's like, that sucks.
That's
Could
insane.
you imagine spending that much of your life knowing like you did nothing wrong? How frustrating that would be.
Yeah. And to the point of, like what you have to go through in our legal system for where you like were wronged or something. Like it makes me really kind of doubt certain kind of protocols that we have to follow when we have falsely accused people in prison.
Right.
Like
So
that's so
many.
scary to me. It's like
And
a
there's-
glitch in our system.
No,
Like
there's like so freaking many too. Like literally a glitch in our system.
and I'm just like, dang, like how can we figure this out? Like, and even too, like how many people are still serving their sentence for Mary Jane or marijuana?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane and marijuana. For
Exactly.
cannabis, and now it's legal, so it's like,
and they're still in jail for it, but it's like, I don't get that. Like like you said earlier,
There's
it almost
something-
makes you feel guilty smoking.
oh,
it.
absolutely.
Because there's
we're
so
so
many
privileged,
people.
we're so lucky.
Yes, we are. There's so many people in jail for that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess I'll like name a few, that I guess were falsely accused. So Randall J. Adams, he was an American who was wrongfully convicted of the November 28th, 1976 murder of Dallas, Texas police officer Robert W. Wood, and was sentenced to death, but his conviction was overturned in 1989. But that's like so long. From 1976 to 1989.
Oh yeah, that's a good
good
chunk of your life right there.
That's just like 15 years, something like that. Something around
Oh,
there.
us trying to do
I cannot
us
do
trying
math
to do
right
simple
now.
math.
No.
All the viewers are like, wow.
I don't recommend doing weed and math.
Oh, I just am not thinking about numbers.
Yeah, they just don't intertwine. It doesn't
yeah,
work.
cannot step into the left side.
No. So it says David Ray Harris, who had just turned 16, passed Adams' car in a car that had been stolen from his neighbor. Before driving to Dallas with his father's pistol and a shotgun, Harris offered Adams a ride. The two spent the day together, during which they drank alcohol and smoked marijuana. Okay. That evening, they went to a drive-in movie where they saw a movie. It's saying The Student Body, directed by. It's like
Okay,
going
thanks for
really
that.
deep. Thank you. Like it's going really deep into the.
They tell us.
Like,
the
all right,
plot
there's
of
like
the
a
movie
link
they
for it
saw.
and everything.
Oh, the trailer's
Yeah,
posted.
the trailer just starts playing. Oh my god. So it says after.
Was it a rom-com?
I don't know.
Animated?
The Student Body and the Swinging Cheerleaders. Like they saw both.
Sounds like
I guess.
a porno.
It says the Swinging Cheerleaders.
Yeah, swingers.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
But anywho, they were going to the movies.
My cat's like rubbing his nose on my toe.
Yeah, it's cute.
So they were going to the movies, and shortly after midnight, Wood stopped Harris's. Okay, so I guess someone stole a car. The vehicle. Someone was shot twice in the forearm and in the chest by someone in the car. The vehicle sped off almost immediately after the shooting, giving the Woods partner little time to react. Then they fled. Harris was arrested, but when interviewed by police, accused Adams of the murder. Harris led police to the car driven from the scene of the crime, as well as a .22 short caliber revolver he identified as the murder weapon. So in trial, Dallas prosecutor charged Adams with the crime despite the evidence against Harris. So I guess they had more evidence against the other guy. But apparently because Harris was a juvenile at the time and Adams was an adult, as an adult, he could be sentenced to death under Texas law.
Oh my God.
Adams testified that after leaving the drive-in movie, Harris dropped Adams off at the motel, where Adam and his brother watched TV and then went to sleep. He claimed he was not in the car when the shooting happened. Harris testifies that Adams was not only in the car, but was the driver as well as the shooter of Officer Wood. Testimony by Harris and several questionable eyewitnesses claimed to have driven past Harris's stopped vehicle immediately before the shooting. Then they had a psychiatric evaluation of Adams. He told the jury that Adams would be an ongoing menace if kept alive. As a result of the testimony, Adams was given the death penalty. His conviction was unanimously upheld by the Texas Courts of Appeal.
All I can think about, and I think about this all the time, the only thing people are looking for is evidence.
Yes.
Proof. What is like all
it's
you
like
need is like it's so hard. Evidence is such a that's all you need. Is proof. That's so weird.
No, it's hard because a lot of cases like that they literally do not find like they know like the person could be like, "Yeah, I did it." Like I did it, you know, but then there's no evidence like that you did it.
It's so crazy that we're so like that's our form of understanding who's right and wrong is just based off of evidence.
Yeah.
And then I think about that all the time too, because I'm like, I'll look around the street if I wanted to, kick something or whatever it is. I'm like, there's no cameras here. There's no evidence. There's no proof that I was even here.
Right.
It's crazy.
No, it's crazy. Like, there's so many. You can scroll through Wikipedia. There's another one who was a 20-year-old who was kidnapped and his body was found with a fatal bullet to his head. So both of the suspects in this case were found guilty and sentenced to 25 years to life imprisonment based on false confessions. So I guess there were some false confessions involved.
Well, the more you involve other people, the more like there are discrepancies, the more there are technicalities that you can mess up on. Like, it's so interesting.
I don't know. It's scary.
It is scary how we like prove people of innocent and guilty. Like we go through this weird system based upon technicalities of proof and evidence. That's all. Like that's crazy.
There's just so many people and a lot of people in jail for, I don't know, just being falsely accused of not just murder, like of
so many things just because they didn't have evidence or just because someone had proof that they thought was true. Like there's also wrongly assuming something and seeing something that isn't true or it is true. Like it just it's so crazy.
And it's hard like with the lawyers and stuff because the lawyers are on one side or the other. Like they're like
that's their job for
they're
sure.
gonna lie. They're gonna say things like to support that one side.
And it's all just like a chess game because they're trying to distract wherever our focus is or the jury or whoever, and like it's so I don't know. I'm really interested and I'm excited to even do my jury duty. I'm excited to see that experience and just kind of again get in there and be a part of it and see how people think.
Right. And the jurors
that's what I mean.
Like if you have the wrong jurors, you can send the wrong person to prison.
And a lot of the times too, we think of falsely accused people as wrong place, wrong time. Like your timing, you could be involved in a drug deal when you weren't doing drugs, but just because you're associated with X and Z, like you're going to jail as well too.
Right.
Like that to me also makes me feel like really, really wild how life can just immediately change.
Right. And then like imprisonment is just so different. Like it's a whole different like world in there. Like it's
just a system. It's kind of like I guess it's like the military too. Even watching this recent documentary called Trans Military, which I think came out like 2019, but you really kind of got to see the trans community, how they were involved in the military, and then you just kind of see how the military works and how they place people and how they separate different genders and who gets what, and you see these people kind of break those structures that they've put in place, so then you have to see the system rework. Whoa. It's pretty interesting, and that's I feel like the only way that we're gonna find ways to do that in our courtrooms, in our law houses, in our judges. It's interesting. It's a lot. I mean, to me, it's like I dance for a living. But it's you have to stay tapped in and understand, because movement comes from a place of emotions, and all of these things are so connected to how people live their lives.
Exactly. I'm just like, wow.
I know.
I just sat here in silence for like.
Well, I did before that when you were reading.
You did?
I was listening. I was
my gosh.
Here I am. Here comes a
mouthful.
mouthful.
We're high little fuckers.
We're just sharing. Hopefully you edit the shit out of this.
I'm gonna definitely edit the shit out of this.
Yeah, because I'm like,
We're just like sitting in silence, like crickets.
Yeah, we get fried.
Oh my gosh. I was kind of getting into like, this is, I don't know, just high thoughts. I was just thinking, I have this notepad on my phone, like for when I'm high, just to write what I want to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah, you got to keep your thoughts, especially if you like the thought. You got to keep them in.
Yeah, I was like, I got to keep this one. So this one, I was just like, what are the most mysterious, unsolved, like supernatural things that no one can explain?
Like the Bermuda Triangle or the Loch Ness Monster, which I was obsessed with. Like all those, like it was ghosts and goblins and ghouls and myths, and where planes would disappear and babies were thrown off bridges.
Yes, like crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I found this website, and it kind of gives a list of
www.kelsidavies.com.
This one, I've definitely heard this one before. So this one, it's called Bella in the Witch Elm. Have you heard this one?
No.
This one's, I don't know, it's pretty interesting. So on April 18th, 1943, 4 boys went poaching in Hagley Wood, England, and came upon Witch Elm Tree. Thinking it would serve as a good place to hunt for bird nests, 15-year-old Bob Farmer, his name is Bob Farmer.
That's a lie. That's a cartoon.
No, it is.
Bob Farmer.
Bob Farmer. He climbed up to check.
He climbed.
He climbed up to check, but instead uncovered a grisly mystery inside the hollow opening of the tree trunk. Wedged tightly. Was a woman's skeleton.
Skeleton of a woman.
Entirely complete, except for missing one hand. So this skeleton was lodged into a tree trunk, like, and these boys found it.
No, I'm just kidding.
So terrified, she comes and haunts us.
Yeah,
she's gonna get you.
Stop, Kelsi.
She's coming. She's
stop.
right there, Ken.
Oh my god.
Terrified, the
Please.
boys swore a pact of silence and fled.
This is a book. This is a movie. What?
Right? But the youngest was so traumatized that he told his father. The police were dispatched to investigate, and the body was found exactly as it had been described. Hair hung off the remaining flesh on the skull, and 2 crooked teeth gaped out of her mouth. Gapped?
No, yeah,
Gaped?
sure. I see it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Either one. The teeth are big.
Yeah. No, it means I think
they're sticking out.
Yeah.
Wait,
gaped, gapped.
Gaped? Oh, is there a hole in between?
I don't know.
Well, like a gaping hole. That's like a big hole.
That's a really big hole.
Yeah.
The woman's severed hand and items of clothing were later found buried near the tree.
I love berries.
What?
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
This gave rise to the wild speculation that she had suffered a black magic execution and that a witch's coven and Satanists were operating in the local area.
Okay.
So after police analysis, the bones were determined to belong to a woman in her 30s to 40s who had been placed while still warm in the tree's hollow, where she had remained hidden for at least 18 months. So adding to the baffled mystery, locals named the unidentified woman Bella after graffiti started mysteriously appearing across the region saying, "Who put Bella down the witch elm?" No one came forward with information, and Bella's true identity and her death remain unsolved.
Sounds like some England shit. That happened in England, right? That's overseas.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you think like the murderer wrote that? Like who put?
Yeah, who the fuck wrote that?
I don't know.
Like, come on, it doesn't say author on it?
No. I mean, like they wrote on the walls. Who put Bella down the witch elm? They graffitied it
I don't
around
know.
the town.
Somebody who should be writing music, a lyricist. That's
Right.
who. That's some beautiful. Like that's so haunting.
Who put
Billie Eilish did it, I bet.
Oh, probably.
Wait, say the line again.
Who put Bella down the witch elm?
The witch elm. Like, and what's elm?
Like the
Elm?
tree trunk, I think.
Who?
Like, I think it was an elm tree.
Oh, God. So who put Ella down the tree?
Bella.
Under my Annabella. Ella.
So after she died, like, people kept writing it around the town, but they never knew who this woman was. They didn't identify her. So
They
how
just
did they
gave
know?
her that name, Mella.
Bella. We're not high. Oh my God. Do you want to read this one?
3 children die on way to church. Okay.
That's terrible.
Okay. In 1957, 2 sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, and their friend Anthony were tragically killed in a car accident as they walked to their local church in Northumberland, England.
Northumberland.
Northumberland.
Is that real?
Ay.
If you live in Northumberland, please let us
say
know.
hello.
Please
and
say
are you
hello.
okay? England. It's in England. Their parents were left grief-stricken. Their parents were left
Grief-stricken.
And so sad.
Yes.
John and Florence hoped and prayed that their daughters would come back. And it seems their prayers were answered. 1 year later, 2 twin girls, Jennifer and Gillian, were born. Pollocks were surprised to find that Jennifer, the younger twin, had birthmarks on her body and her face in the exact same place as Jacqueline had. With that, began a series of uncanny similarities between the twins and their dead sisters. At the age of 2, the twins started to ask for toys, which had once been owned by Jacqueline and Joanna. The girls, their parents, claimed had never seen or heard about the toys before. What? At 4, they began to recognize places that had never seen or been before. One time they pointed to a school that they claimed to be their school and that they remembered playing in the playground behind it. So, the school was Jacqueline and Joanna. It was their school that they had attended.
What? So like they reincarnated.
Yeah, or they were reincarnated and they were remembering an experience. You know, like when you and I feel like this may happen like generation to generation, especially when you would stay in the same location, like when your body would pass the same school that your grandma, your grandpa, like I could imagine you potentially in your DNA feeling something.
Yeah.
And so like I'm just like absolutely the birthmarks, everything. Like
that's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you believe that's true?
Yeah.
I do too. I don't know. So there's a lot of like.
Why would it not be? And like
right.
Also if it's happening and like how could it, like how could you deny the similarities of what they were? Like that's crazy. Twins.
Yeah, but it's like I did a whole episode on reincarnation. I definitely believe in it. I don't know, regardless or not if you believe in reincarnation, it's just really there's a lot of stories like that are just like super unexplainable, and I don't know, it just blows my mind. I'm like, how could that not be reincarnation or something? Yeah,
I'm always thinking about like where our souls are going and being, and like it's like I don't know. I feel like our bodies are such demandable entities because they're so smart and so capable. I could imagine that there would be souls or entities or when you're baby making, like I could imagine like that I don't know. It's very interesting how I don't have no idea, but I could baby making. I have no idea about anything. Baby. I just watched Don't Look Up. Did you watch Don't Look Up?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Don't Look Up. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It
Jennifer
stars
Lawrence, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep. Ariana Grande has like a random ass cameo.
What's her name? Who plays the president? She was so funny.
Meryl Streep.
So funny. And Jonah Hill was her.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
It was a great cast. That was just like, it kind of opened your eyes.
Daunting.
Yeah.
And it opened my eyes, but it also was like very like just kind of hitting what was happening in America.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like with any, I don't know, like with the whole pandemic and everything. I just burped. It always just like, it just made fun of it. Like,
Yeah.
it was funny, like, but
The
really.
ending was so funny.
Oh my gosh, it was so intense. I was like, oh my God, this could happen.
After that, me and Sam watched Melancholia with Kirsten Dunst, and it's also about a movie. It's where like a comet or another planet is coming towards Earth, like, and it's also super beautiful as well.
I like when they start seeing it and they're still saying, don't look up. It's like, it's right fucking there.
What would you do, dude? Like, it really just.
I would look fucking up.
and just like coming to terms with like everyone is gonna just.
Yeah, we're all
burn.
we're all going bye-bye.
Yeah.
We ain't coming back.
Now you're here.
Now you're here.
Holy moly.
We're going bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ba 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 bread.
This green crack, it's just getting
green crack.
It's literally green crack.
I'm looking at a green stone.
Oh,
Oh, it's blue now. Damn.
oh damn! It changed.
Just like us.
Just
Or do we never change?
I don't know. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay, you ready?
Yes. That's great.
You ready? Okay, so on February 8th, 1981, I just realized we were just like in our own little world for like
When are we
2
not?
minutes straight.
The
Okay,
lights are blinding. We got the mics. We're just going,
having
honey.
a
We're
great
just spitting. Now we're in the flow. You got us hard at the top of the episode. I was like, dang, we're
I know.
going in.
We were going
about
in.
topics that are like far, like they're like.
Oh, we were going.
Sometimes I get
in.
a little, like when it gets like depressing like that, and like weed does not help. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
it just
you
kinda
like get
numbs
so
me.
into it, but then
Yeah.
you just like get it right out of it.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Oh, on
Fluffy.
February 8th. So this transient Leroy Carter Jr. was sleeping rough in the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco when he was brutally attacked. After police arrived at the grisly scene the next day, they noticed that Carter's head had been cut off and that it was missing. One of the only clues left behind at the scene was a headless chicken, part of which had been stuffed into Carter's body at the neck.
Sounds like.
Oh.
Sounds like. Was it? I wonder if it was like witchcraft. Let's see.
Yeah, like something like that.
Animal sacrifice.
Yeah, it could definitely be like they think the murder was likely to be part of a dark ritual involving Palo Mayombe, a black magic offshoot of the region Santeria. Gallant believed whoever had committed the crime did so to make a ritual brew from Carter's brains, perhaps the ears and the nose. Oof.
Yum.
Yeah. They also predicted that the head would be returned to the crime scene after 42 days to complete the ritual. True enough, right on schedule, the head was returned 42 days later. However, despite having been called in, the occult detectives were not taken seriously, and no one was watching the crime scene to make the arrest. The murderer escaped justice, and the case remains unsolved.
See, evidence, proof. They must have not had sufficient evidence. I have no idea. That's insanity.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I can't believe people are doing that.
Yeah, and it was in 1981. It wasn't like that long ago.
No, that's not long ago.
Like, that's insane. And they never caught. Like, that could have been a group of people. That could have been a
That
whole
makes it even
cult.
scarier when you think about it that way.
Yeah. Like, what were they... I wonder what they were trying to get, like, from doing that sacrifice.
Right. Like, what was their end goal?
Yeah. Like, what were they needing so bad that they had to do all, like, so much to that person? Like, that is intense, dude.
I mean, I was just thinking about it today. Like, noses are so weird.
Noses?
Yeah, and
That was
wasn't
so
he eating
random.
noses? Wasn't he eating noses and ears? Or brains? In his brain stew?
Did I miss something?
No, yeah, wasn't there some type of...
Oh, a ritual brew. Wait, is that a stew?
No, keep going.
From Carter's brains and perhaps the ears and the nose.
See, you said nose.
I did say nose, but like, did they eat it?
That's what I thought.
A brew.
A brew. A brew.
Like, I think of like a
beer?
A stew. A brew.
Oh, brewing. Brew.
Yeah, like brew.
Yeah.
Brew.
Does brew mean coffee?
Did they make a coffee out of his?
What is brew in the UK? No, it was in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, it was in San Francisco.
Oh, brew would mean, would you fancy up a cup of tea? Did they make tea out of him?
What? Did they put like
mushroom tea?
No, you know how you see that in like horror movies? You see like an eyeball float out of like their tea or something.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm thinking of.
Or that one film, Get Out, where they did the tea and they do the like hypnosis and then they hit it and they use the sound in the water to hypnotize people.
Oh.
Dude, tea's crazy. Elixirs, teas, things you digest, like, because water it connects to vibrations and sounds, and in the molecules you can shape and change them just by the way you talk to them with your frequencies. Because I hear you're supposed to talk to your water when you drink it.
When you manifest.
Yeah.
Talk to your water.
Tell it.
If you tell
Frozen
it
2 or
things.
3. Haven't you seen it?
Yes.
It's water has memory.
Yes, water has. That was a very great lesson there.
Yeah,
like,
it was
does
insane.
have memory. And you know what's crazy is like with manifestation and like, I don't know, like psychic gifts and stuff. Like I feel like the more energy you put into it, I feel like everyone has like these gifts and stuff. Like the more energy you put into it, you can do amazing, crazy things. And there's all these stories of these psychics who have like predicted the most insane, unexplainable events, and we will get into that in the next episode of Intoxicated. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Thank you, Kent, for coming on the podcast again.
You're welcome. I can't wait to hear what that's gonna be next episode. I'm like, what?
I know. It's like I didn't mean to put you guys on a cliffhanger.
Oh my god. Well, I'm hanging on, girl. My fingers are holding
you
on
guys
tight.
Better hang on.
I'm hanging on to the edge of the frame if you're watching.
If you guys are watching this on Apple or anywhere you watch podcasts, anywhere you can give 5 stars, please do that. Like, just give us some 5 stars. Like, 5 stars.
5
like,
stars. 5 stars.
Yeah. We would love that. I would love that. Lola would love that. Kent would love that. We would love it.
Intoxicated would love that.
Intoxication. Yeah, we want it. So make sure you guys are subscribed if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure to follow Kent on all social media. Kent plug one more time.
Kent Boyd TV on YouTube, and on Instagram it's Kent_Boyd, and on TikTok it's Kent Boyd_.
Yes. So make sure you guys follow Kent, and you can follow me on TikTok as well. It is KELSIIDAVIESS. That's pretty much my name on everything except YouTube, which is KELSI space DAVIES. That is Kelsi Davies. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, evening, night, whatever you're doing, and stay woke, everyone.
Ciao.